Why would I reduce the amount of fat that I'm eating on a ketogenic diet? I posted a picture of myself this morning when I woke up, and I said that my goal right now was to go from being cut to shredded. And I talked about like a couple of my plans for that process. And among them were lowering my fat intake. So somebody asked a question. He asked, like, okay, does that mean that I'm going to be lowering my unhealthy fat intake? Because most people, when they're on a ketogenic diet, they're eating all kinds of fat. Now, first of all, there isn't really such a thing as unhealthy fats, unless you're talking about those like so-called frankenfoods, foods that are made in factories, okay, through chemical processes. For instance, margarine is like hydrogenated vegetable oil with all kinds of additives. Okay, it was not meant to be in that state. Whereas butter is very healthy. Okay, it's basically just the fat from milk. And yes, cholesterol is actually healthy. Your body needs it. And saturated fat is very healthy. Your body needs it. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not cutting out the quote unhealthy fats because cholesterol and saturated fat are not unhealthy. And I don't eat any hydrogenated oils or any kind of frankenfoods like that at all. The reason I'm cutting down on the amount of fat that I'm taking in is because, okay, first of all, I take in very few carbohydrates. Okay, so that's not even really a consideration. I'm taking in some carbohydrates now because of the kind of exercise I'm doing. So if I do really high intensity cardio intervals, I'll take in some carbs before and after those workouts. And that is a certain amount, and that is at a certain time, and that is dependent upon my body weight. Okay, so I can't really manipulate the amount of carbs I take in. The workouts that I do and the body weight determine how much. I'm not going to take in any more or any less. And the same goes for protein. Okay, I'm taking in a lot of protein always. Okay, especially when I'm trying to cut fat, because when you're trying to cut fat, like body fat, you don't want to limit your protein intake because that will help protect the amount of muscle that you already have so you don't lose muscle on your diet. And I'm always trying to build muscle, even when I'm cutting fat. I'm always trying to build muscle, trying to get stronger. So, like I said, it's not an option to change the amount of protein that I take in. Okay, I take in protein and carbs depending upon my workout, depending upon my body weight, no more, no less. So the only variable that I have left to change is the fat that I take in. Okay, that's the only, if I'm going to increase my calories, all I could really do is increase my fat. And the same thing with decreasing my calories. I could just decrease my fat. Everything else is on a set amount. Okay. So what basically I'm saying is, since I want to cut down on my body fat, I'm going to have to cut calories. To cut calories, the only option I have is fat. Another thing about cutting fat when you're on a ketogenic diet is my body is fat adapted. Okay, my body is adapted to burning body fat as its, or to burn fat as its primary source of energy. Okay, and it cannot differentiate between body fat and dietary fat. The fat in the foods that I take. So when I eat a lot of fat, that like competes with my body fat to be burnt for energy. Okay, by reducing the amount of fat that I eat, my body is going to have to take more body fat to burn for energy because there's going to be less dietary fat available. Okay, I still eat a lot of fat, but I just eat less fat. And like I said, if I want to go ahead and maintain my weight, or if I want to go ahead and try to, if I need more energy, whether I'm trying to build more muscle or I'm trying to just work out more, and I'm not trying to cut fat, then I'll increase my fat. But right now, like I said, I want to go from being cut, where I'm at right now, to being shredded, like really lean. And like I said, the only variable that I can change right now is the amount of fat that I take in.